So today we have Suzanne Rosbach. She is the owner of Cane Bay Dive Shop in St. Croix. St. Croix is one of 3 islands in the United States Virgin Islands. And in our personal opinion, really the only one, if you're serious about diving, that you want to go to. What's happening right now in the state of coronavirus. I mean, I'll tell you right now that St. Croix is a great place to dive. I love it there. My kids became dive masters there with Suzanne's shop. Generally speaking, even when we're in a regular climate, St. Croix is a fantastic destination in the Caribbean to consider. But especially in this coronavirus climate, St. Croix for us is really the one place that if you want to get out of town, well, I want to say this week because the flights are sold out, but next week we can do that right now. The flights are operating. It's a U.S. territory, so U.S. citizens have no issues going back or forth. There's no worry about getting stuck or repatriation flights. In fact, the flights were running even during the height of COVID. Additionally, if you're someone stuck with your passport in limbo, if you have a certified birth certificate and a state ID, such as a driver's license, you can go right now, even if that passport's still sitting in U.S. Passport Office's hands. Beautiful reefs, wrecks, you name it, some fantastic shore diving at Frederickstad Pier. So I will let Suzanne actually tell you more about that because she's the expert. But it is the reason that I wanted to share that destination with you today, because I know people are clamoring the walls, a lot of ins and outs as far as where can we go if we want to go right now. This is where you want to go. So I will shush and I will put you over into the hands of Suzanne.
Okay, thank you guys. Everyone, welcome. This is new for me, so it's very funny talking to a blank screen. I know many of you that she named off. Welcome, welcome. I'm Suzanne Rosbach. My husband and I own Cane Bay Dive Shop. How I actually started the dive shop 31 years ago. We are a PADI 5-star IDC center. And we've been doing a lot of things. During COVID, we actually were shut down for 4 weeks. Flights were still coming and going, however, no tourists were allowed. So during that time, we put our staff to work refurbishing our 36-foot Newton. So IBIS pretty much has been scraped, painted, fiberglassed, everything under the sun. To welcome you back. So she, along with my staff, are ready to welcome you back to St. Croix. I want to thank Deep Blue Adventures for sending people to us over the years. Clients of you that have been here before, we welcome you back. New clients, we always welcome you and want to show you what we can do for diving. So a little bit about Cheryl. Kind of talked a little bit about St. Croix. We are America's paradise. We are the largest of the U.S. Virgin Islands. St. Croix actually runs 28 miles long by 8 miles wide. The U.S. Virgin Islands were purchased from Denmark in 1917 for a mere $25 million, very cheap at the time. The goal was to protect us protect us for people going through the Panama Canal during the war. So we were the Danish West Indies, and Danes actually still come to the island regularly. We had regular scheduled flights. Now we have charter flights that bring Danes to the island direct from Denmark to experience the history and culture, and they can look up all of their past ancestors and things like that. There were 7 flags flown over St. Croix over the years. And this picture here is at Cruise and Rum, where you can do a tour and take your picture. So the Spanish, Dutch, English, French, Knights of Malta, Denmark, and of course, the United States of America. We do take the US dollar. We are a US territory, which means that everything US works. The cell phones work here, everything works like normal. Since we are a territory, we do pay U.S. taxes. However, we are not allowed to vote. So we are taxation without representation, just so you know that. We do not change time when time changes. And what else? There's a little bit of history if you want to check into it. Columbus landed here at Salt River where our boat is actually docked. And then you can learn a lot about the Arawak Indians and the Caribe Indians. St. Croix, out of all 3 Virgin Islands, is known for history, diving, and culture. St. Thomas is shopping and nightlife, and St. John is snorkeling and relaxation. As Cheryl said, no passports are required, typo, for US citizens. That being said, anyone from other countries does need a passport to come here, but without a passport, if you are a US citizen, you can definitely come here. It works very well for those that are traveling with families and children do not have passports. People within the federal government that have travel restrictions, you can travel here. There's all different types of reasons you cannot get a passport. However, you can always come to St. Croix. We have airlines. We have American via Charlotte or Miami, Delta via Atlanta, Spirit Fort Lauderdale, Cape Air and Seabourn via St. Thomas or San Juan. The culture on the island is very unique. You can experience through food tours we have on the island for different places. The Mako Jumbies, which is on the screen here, are the stilt walkers. They kind of kept spirits away. And if you have different events, we can tell you where to go for the different Mako Jumbi events. And then the history, there's 2 forts on the island, the Frederickstead, Christianstead, and then we also have a Wim Plantation Museum, which the Wim Plantation Museum is an actual old great house on the Wim Plantation. At one time, St. Croix had over 130 sugarcane plantations on the island. So each area named on St. Croix is named by the sugarcane plantation at the time. As I said, we were established in 1990. We're a full service PADI 5-star IDC center. We do accept referrals from other companies. We work with NAUI a lot. My staff is fabulous. I can honestly say over the last few years, in the 30 years we've had the dive shop, I probably have the best staff I have ever had. We're a full service center for retail, rental, repair, instruction, everything under the sun. We have a family atmosphere. So you come, you visit, you can take any type of class that you want, or just do as much diving as you want, because we do offer the shore diving and the boat dives every day. We do thousands of certifications a year, from beginner dives, discover scuba dives, kiddos doing try dives in the pool to sassy. So it really depends on what you're looking for, but we can pretty much set it up. This is kind of a screen of everything. So diving, snorkeling, adventure tours, you can see it, ocean conservation, children groups, regular classes, group travel, individual travel, private charters, family reunions, weddings, ladies trips, dive and wine trips, men's trips, golf and dive. We do have 2 18-hole golf courses on the island, as well as a 9-hole golf course, which is also a Frisbee golf course. So we have a lot to do on the island. We specialize in all of it. So whatever you want to do, we pretty much customize a package to fit your needs. We can set up whatever you like. Say you want a 4-day package of diving. You want regular diving a few days, and then you want a private afternoon lionfish hunt. So hopefully you catch some lionfish, you come home and you grill them. Maybe you want a day where you have people on with your group that want wine. A wino myself, diving, apps, and wine. So you can set that up. You just need to let us know what you want, and we can pretty much make it happen. We want to help you make memories on your trip to St. Croix. We enjoy what we do, and as we do, we hope you come as our friend, or as a customer, and leave as our friend. We have lots of friends over the years, and we want to welcome you to that. Coral nursery restoration, exciting. Yes, I know lots of places are doing it, so are we. We work with the Nature Conservancy here on St. Croix. We have trees planted throughout the island in different locations. A couple of them took a big hit in Maria. One of them stood standing tall. It was knocked over, but still stood right back up. So we work with the Nature Conservancy regularly in helping teach people coral nursery restoration. We have the class that we offer where you learn to clean the coral. You're not allowed to transplant coral here on the island. However, you learn to clean it. You can go out and clean it. And then we as Cane Bay Dive Shop do assist with the Nature Conservancy and transplanting coral. Private half-day or full-day charters. We do offer this. This is typically guests that want to dive on their own and book an afternoon private charter. Every once in a while, we get people that want to book full-day charters. For the most part, it's afternoon charters, but we can do, as I said, whatever you like. We offer different options as well. Typically, a dive charter is up to 6 people, whether that's snorkelers or divers, 6 people on the boat. We do, if there are snorkelers on the boat, need to add an extra person to the boat due to the fact that the captain needs to be watching bubbles, and the person on the boat can either take the people diving or snorkeling, or watch them. It depends on what you have, but we can pretty much set up whatever you like. And it depends on the charter what you get. Our normal boats every day have homemade cookies and fruit. If you do a charter, it depends on what you want. The full day charters look for food multiple times during the day. The private half-day charters have more apps than the normal cookies and fruit. So it really depends on what you're looking at, but we can set that up. In addition to our private charters, this is another sidebar. We offer afternoon snorkel trips. So on the afternoon snorkel trips, if you have a family that 3 of you are divers, you have 2 non-divers, but they want to snorkel, you can always set up an afternoon trip without paying the private charter price and go for a 2.5-hour boat ride along the north shore of St. Croix. It's very picturesque. You can take photos galore. You stop a few places to snorkel. You have snacks on the boat, and then you come back. So it really depends on what you want. We cater to the customer. This is a photo of our Ladies Dive Day. We do Ladies Dive Day. Instead of once a year, we do it 4 times a year. We're big into Ladies Dive Day. My staff look forward to it because I feed them and give them wine. And in this case, bubbly. It was a special event this day. So Ladies Dive Day is typically 4 times a year. It's an afternoon boat dive and then wine and apps after the dive. So it's a fun time had by all, and you can schedule, if you have a group, you can schedule that. That's another thing that we can offer. But this we do regularly, as well as we also have a wings and beer day for the boys. Granted, I don't have photos of wings and beer. However, the guys were feeling left out. So we'll do an afternoon boat with wings and beer, or sometimes we do afternoon boats with a grill out at the dock. So it just depends on what you're looking for. We can pretty much do whatever. Those of you that have been here before, and those of you that have not, St. Croix is now moved forward with the spirits. Cyan Farm Distilleries is Mutiny Island Vodka. That is our newest spirit on St. Croix. This is vodka made from breadfruit. They actually have a fabulous lunch at Cyan Farm Distillery. It's a great place to stop for lunch, very quick. You can see everything being made and bottled right there. However, they also just started with this COVID incident, a hand sanitizer. So on our boat, in our shops, we have Mutiny hand sanitizer. No, you can't drink it. They made it taste bad for a reason, so people didn't drink it, just so you know. But it is a hand sanitizer that's not sticky. It's actually, in my opinion, very runny, which drives me crazy because it goes everywhere. But their hand sanitizers is great. They're going to start making small bottles for us to sell soon. And then, of course, we have Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan was actually started in Jamaica. I don't know if many of you know that. It moved to Puerto Rico in the 1950s. Then Diageo bought it, and now Captain Morgan's home is on St. Croix as of 2012. Crucian Rum, our all-time island favorite. Crucian Rum was actually started in 1760 by the Nelthorpe family. It is still made here today, and it is probably the best tour you will ever do with the rum factory. And they have over 11 different flavors. Crucian Rum is hands down one of the favorites. Everyone serves it. I sell it, I give it away. Crucian Rum is fabulous. Leatherback Brewery, they're new. They're a year and a half, kind of like Mutiny Vodka at Scion Farm. They have a great family atmosphere at the brewery. They have cornhole, they have other games outside. They have a huge field. We do a lot of events at Leatherback Brewery. Leatherback has everything from IPA to stouts to blonde ale to saison. They usually have 6 to 8 beers on tap, as well as hard seltzer is what they're making now. I'm still trying on the cider. It's not going so well, but I keep attempting cider. So villas, we have a couple of villas and condos that we are now working with. Some are better for some than others, so it just depends on who you are in the group. This first one is great for a ladies retreat, so let's make a plan. Anything from yoga to sushi making, fire dancing, wine tasting, rum tasting. There's endless ideas to happen at this ladies retreat at this villa for 6 bedrooms. And actually, that is a typo. It has 3 kitchens, not 2 kitchens, and an outside area. But you can even bring in your own chef. We have chefs that we can bring into different villas for different events, whether it's a private party, whether it's an anniversary, whatever you'd like, we can set up different events at different villas. This is another villa. It's for families and friends retreat. We have villas that are 4 bedrooms with 3 baths that are great for extended families or retreats. This one in particular, if you look down at the bottom right, the little gate, if Mother Nature is nice that week, you can actually dive directly from the villa. So it really depends on what you're looking for. We can set up different things for you. Deep Blue has all of the information to do it, and they can help guide you along your path of making a conclusion. Condos. We also have a condo that we will use. It has a fabulous beach, a great huge beach. It's right by where our boat is located at Salt River. A very nice pool, a beach shack that has lunch every day, so you can come back from a dive, hang out at the pool or the beach, enjoy lunch, relax in your AC condo, and just keep enjoying. It's very nice. Sandcastles on the Beach is a hotel that we work with regularly. We actually do the Discover Scubas in the pool on Tuesday mornings at the resort. It is an adult-only resort. It has a great beach. It probably has the best place to watch sunset on the West End every day. Has a fabulous restaurant for lunch and dinner, Saturday and Sunday brunch. Their breakfast is a continental breakfast every day. The rooms, as I said, I think were renovated, or almost all of them are now renovated. It's been going on the last 6-8 months. So it's a great place. What else? It's a small boutique hotel. It's about 20 rooms, so it's small, but it's very nice. Next one is the Buccaneer. Many of you have heard of the Buccaneer. It's been around forever. The Armstrong family has owned it for generations. It actually started out way back in the day as a cattle farm on the island. There's a sugar mill up by the Great House where you can have private dinners and lots of weddings take place, as well as a manager cocktail welcome party. They have multiple tennis courts, as you can see. They do a lot of weddings, a lot of anniversaries, a lot of honeymoons, and a lot of engagements. They have various types of rooms, everything from the Great House room to ocean view, ocean front, and villas. So really, whatever you're looking for, the Buccaneer can take care of. They also do have a kids camp. So they don't have a lot of kids, or if they do, they're at kids camp. So you're not bombarded, but it's a very nice property. Now what we want to talk about is the diving. And if I'm rambling, I'm sorry. So what you see in this photo is a wall that runs parallel to the north shore of the island. In the lighter blue sandy bottom water is where the coral gardens start out about 10-15 feet and gradually slope out 40 feet before the wall drops off anywhere from 3,000 to 13,000 feet, depending on where you are along the wall. It is part of the Puerto Rican Trench, so it's pretty much an underground highway of anything and everything. So it's fabulous diving. Wall. We're known for the wall that I just showed you. The wall is fabulous. Each side along the wall has its own personality. They're all a little bit different. You can go out. There's a couple places where you can shore dive on the wall. And then most of the places the boat goes. Our boat leaves from Salt River for all the dives along the wall. And it's about 15-minute boat ride. So you don't have any long boat rides. We see sharks on probably 95 to 99% of the dives. We see turtles on about 80 to 85% of the dives. Lionfish over the years have gotten smarter. They're going deeper. So we still have our group of locals that go out and kill lionfish regularly. However, the seeing them is kind of sad that we're not seeing them because it means they are deeper. However, we are trying to take good care of them and make sure they go away. The wrecks. St. Croix has multiple wrecks. They are all man-made wrecks. We have 3 shallow wrecks and 2 deep wrecks. The shallow wrecks are the trawler, the oil barge, and a tug. And the tug in the shallow wrecks here was actually used in the Mel Fisher story, Dreams of Gold, in that movie. And then the 2 deep wrecks are the freighter and another tug. And then we also have the old Noah habitat. And then Armageddon, which is, we consider it a wreck. It's the old pier pre-Marilyn and Luis hurricanes that was dumped out to the side of the wreck. So it has lots of growth. People love Armageddon. Our wrecks were voted some of the top wrecks in the Caribbean, I don't know, last year or the year before. So, you know, we have a great variety of diving on St. Croix, I can honestly say. The reefs. We have multiple reefs in Frederiksted and around the island. It's hard to distinguish reefs to wall. The reefs are before the wall. So if you're diving, shore diving Cane Bay, for example, you can go out in the coral gardens, which is considered the reef, and see an anchor like what's pictured here in the slide, one of the old Danish anchors. Cane Bay was Cane Bay Plantation. So with that being said, in the days of sugarcane, they would pull the boats up, unload the sugarcane, and cut the line because the anchors were used as ballast. So this one you can see, but there's many anchors, many scattered amongst all the reefs at Cane Bay, 3 anchor shoot and more, where you have to really be looking to know that you're finding anchors, because you don't really see them unless they're pointed out to you. So, but we have great diving all the way around. Pier. The St. Croix Pier, I can't say enough about. It is hands down one of the best piers around. We have everything. It's perfect for our children courses that we do snorkeling or skin diving, ocean conservation, fish ID. It's children courses for non-divers. It's perfect for the beginner diver. Our Discover Scuba dives we do here at the pier. It's one of the best dives I could possibly do for a first dive ever. Also, our most advanced divers will dive this pier over and over and over again. So it really depends on what you're into. The photography is fabulous at the pier. You can spend hours and hours under the pier. You can spend 1 hour on one column at the pier. So really it depends on what you want to do, and you can do as much diving at the pier as you want. When you book a package through us in Deep Blue Adventures, you get unlimited shore diving. So you could do the boat dives in the morning and spend the afternoon diving the pier as much as you want, or evening. So it's really a fabulous dive. Adventure. We have lots of adventure on St. Croix, not just diving. And I'm sad to say, have a picture of the beer drinking pigs. We have beer drinking pigs as well. But we have some packages where you can get little special deals with some of our partners on the island for adventure. Gecko Tours is a four-wheeling tour company. They offer 1.5 or 2 hour tours for beginner to advanced. You go through the scenic drives on top of the island, down through the rainforest, and get a little bit of everything in those tours. Big Beard's Tours to Buck Island. They have half-day and full-day charters. Buck Island's great for those families that don't dive. They want to experience a day on the water. They want to snorkel a little bit. Buck Island's half-day tour takes you on a boat ride for the half day with about 30 minutes of snorkeling. The full-day tour takes you on a boat ride with 2 sessions of about 20-30 minutes snorkeling and a barbecue on the beach. Then we have hikes to the tide pools. The most advanced four-wheeler people, if you've been on four-wheelers before and you can say, yes, I know what I'm doing, you can four-wheel to the tide pools, or you can do about a 2 hour hike there and back to the tide pools. It's a great way to spend the afternoon when you're not diving. Then we have the kayak tours that aren't pictured here that actually take you through Bio Bay. It's one of the bioluminescence bays, one of 10 left around the world. And it's a fabulous nighttime event. They only offer it on certain days of the month when it's supposed to be great. It's very cool. It's about 2 hours. It's a very great experience. And then of course, deep sea fishing. So you want to go deep sea fishing, you can schedule that on the morning that you're not diving from 7 to 11, or if you want to, you can do a little bit later. Shane's great with working with you, but you can see what you can catch and go on a deep sea adventure. Classes. We teach everything. Like I said before, we do thousands of Discover Scubas a year. We also do thousands of open water and advanced open water. So really, it just depends on who's diving with you. You want to bring friends down. It's a great place to come to experience the new diver experience. It's just, it works out very well. The pier is fabulous for all of it. And then we also, of course, teach all the PADI classes. We don't teach ice diving, however, but we can teach wetsuit, dry suit diving. I don't know that you need it here, but if you needed it, we could teach it. But we teach all the PADI classes from Discover Scuba up through instructor. We do rescue courses once a month. We have dive master courses 4 or 5 times a year. And then of course our instructor development course where we train instructors twice a year. So just some pictures of diving the wall. The North Shore is a very photogenic place. So anytime you're diving with us and you're out on the wall, you can take lots of pictures landside and underneath the water. So it's a great destination to kind of get your fill of a little bit of everything. St. Croix is more laid back like the Caribbean used to be. So we're not the busy city like St. Thomas. We're very laid back. So it's a very nice destination. As I said, we see sharks a lot. Sharks are often, lionfish are some hit or go depending on where you are. If you want a lionfish dive, then we can take you to places where we don't dive regularly to do a lionfish hunt. Turtles we see a lot. And our boat, like I said, is fabulous. It's the most comfortable dive boat on the island. Very easy entrance and exit. And it's refurbished. New showers, new toilets, new everything. So the most common packages, of course, are 7 nights, 10 days, 5 days of 2 tank boat dives, 10 tank package, guided pier night dive, tanks and weights for unguided shore diving. And then you can always add on nitrox, gear rental, extra boat dives, private guides, lessons for non-divers, snorkeling or skin diving, all PADI courses through instructor. And as I said multiple times, we can customize any package to fit your needs. We work with everything with boutique hotels, resorts, bed and breakfasts, villas, and condos. So any of the ladies at Deep Blue Adventure can help you plan your trip. You just need to let us know what you want, let them know, and they have mostly experienced all of it. So you can ask them what you need to do. So now that you know what you've been missing, you should come back and see us or come for the first time. So Cane Bay Dive Shop, Wall, Wreck, Reefs, Pier, Boat, and Shore. We have a great thing to offer, and I hope all of you come visit us. Thank you.
Thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate that. That was a great quick tour around the island and all the variety of things that St. Croix had to offer. I know a lot of the time, even being an American territory, a lot of people just sort of, I don't know, they haven't heard of it, or they don't realize it's US, or they don't realize all it has to offer. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us tonight.
Thank you. I didn't talk too fast.
No. But FYI, I do have lots of photos of the beer drinking pigs. So if anybody needs a photo of a beer drinking pig, I've got all the different pigs.
I could have pulled them up from your video clip, actually. Yeah. Because the one I pulled up,
I'll drink with anyone. So
I pulled up a beer drinking pig today, and he had no beer in his mouth. I thought that won't work. No point.
So questions, guys. I know that Suzanne covered a lot. Does anybody have any questions here? We got a comment from Robin. You didn't talk too fast. It was a great presentation. Guys, if you don't know already, you can put your questions in the chat box. We really like to put you live with our speakers. So you have the capability in the chat box of raising your hand, and we'll put you on the microphone with Suzanne direct, or if you don't have a microphone working or you're a little bit shy, you can type in the Q&A box, or you can type in the chat box and we'll answer the questions for you. Right now I don't have any questions, which is kind of hard to believe, but you know, I'll talk a little bit about flights, because I did have someone kind of one-on-one from their direct area. Flights are, well, Suzanne, I'll let you actually do this all the time. Do you want to share a bit about the flights and how easy it is to get to?
Typically it's easy. This month I think it's a little difficult. During COVID, we went down to 1 flight a day, and we are still at 1 flight a day. I know that as of August 1st, Delta is starting back up, and I'm not sure when the flight from Charlotte starts back up. I believe in the next couple of weeks, but now things are on hold with everything spiking again. Spirit is scheduled to start back up from Fort Lauderdale in 2 weeks, and they're supposed to go back to 3 days a week immediately. So it really just depends on where you're coming from and what we're looking at. The flight prices have been all over the board. I had a guy today that booked a couple of weeks ago and got his flight for 6:18 round trip from Austin, which I thought was fabulous. I would have grabbed that.
Yeah, I got one for 5:50. Actually, over 4th of July weekend, they wanted to get out of town, and on Thursday they booked for coming to see you, the 1st through the 5th of July, and it was 5:50 from New York with all taxes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Tickets to Texas have not been that cheap, and that's the only place I've looked lately because I had to go back. So they're coming back around. They did pull in a charter for the refinery here that's reopening so that they aren't taking up our seats on our flights. So that helps because during the month we were shut down, all of the seats were taken by refinery people back and forth. So our refinery's reopening. They're actually finishing prep and getting ready to start producing oil again. Bad time for that, but anyway, they're starting to do it. So we will see what happens, but they brought in their own charter flight for that.
That's one of the nice things. That's kind of what makes me comfortable about sending people right now. People are, things are starting to open up, and of course they're closing again. Things are changing all the time. One thing that I feel comfortable about if people really want to get out of town now is the fact that, like you said, I mean, even the island shut down to tourists for 4 weeks, but a big fear right now of people is getting stranded at their destination if things go crazy. And that was never an issue, getting people back to the mainland USA. It was never being stranded for weeks and laying on repatriation flights and stuff. That we could always get people home. And right now we get people out there too, so it's
we will not have the problem of getting people home, that's for sure. And here you need to know that everyone, when you land, you have to wear a mask on the flight, and when you land they take your temperature, and you have to wear a mask everywhere you go. So my shop, my staff has to wear a mask, and anyone who comes into the shop has to have a mask on, and we've done that. Our governor mandated it since day one. So we've worn masks throughout this entire event. So I think that's what's helped us keep everything down. The cases that we have had have been from travelers. So the mask has helped. It's a pain in the butt, but it does work. You don't have to wear it in the restaurant. You don't have to wear it while you're diving. However, it's everywhere you go indoors, you have to wear a mask.
Lisa Malachowski, you've got, this is kind of, I know that you got a COVID related question, so while we're on the topic, your microphone is open.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, we're actually currently scheduled to come to St. Croix on August 3rd, so I was trying to find out how the active cases are right now to see which, and are the cases moving up or down in numbers?
We grew in numbers. As of this last week, we have 4 active cases. 2 of them came in on a charter flight. And then one of them was a father of a person that lives here that flew in. He's in the hospital, but not on ventilator. And then the other one I don't know about.
Okay, Lisa, I think you muted your mic.
I did, because I was done. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Robert,
it's good to know.
you have your hand up. Go ahead, you're live.
Well, thank you. I've never been to the Virgin Islands, so I'd like information about air temperatures, day and night, times of the year, water temperatures, currents, where's the closest chamber, all that kind of stuff. What can you tell me?
The temperature year-round is 80 degrees, high and low. Water temperature is anywhere from 78 to 84. We are at 84 degrees water temperature right now. The chamber, we have one. I can honestly say, completely honestly, I don't know what's happening with it. They were having issues. St. Thomas has a chamber that I know I've had a friend go to that lives here. So I'm not sure what's happening with our St. Croix chamber, honestly.
And currents?
Currents, we very rarely have any currents. We are not like Mexico. We're definitely not like Galapagos. We very rarely have currents.
And one last question, all these different facilities that you have arrangements with, do they provide shuttles? Do the boat pick you up at the location? What's that all about?
We, when you book a package, if you do not want to rent a car, Cheryl can set up shuttles for you. We have a taxi that we work with regularly.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Just a note there, Rob. I mean, we can talk about it. I personally like renting a car when I'm there. It doesn't matter where I stay. St. Croix is spread out. You've got two small towns, each with their own vibe and different things going on. You've got a kind of rainforest. You can see there's different activities. I personally like the freedom of renting a car, so I personally recommend it unless you don't feel comfortable, you don't want to deal with it. And then I basically use taxis if I'm going to go out into town, if I'm not already staying in town, if I'm going to go out to town and I want to drink. Other than that, for the main part of my vacation, I tend to rent a car. They're not very expensive. You've got the usual US suspects, you know, Budget, Hertz, and Avis, plus a couple of Caribbean carriers. And everything follows suit because it is a US territory. Always double check with your insurance company, but it usually follows through no problem. However, as Suzanne said, or if you're taking a group and you don't want that liability of moving other people around, then we can arrange shuttles for you instead for just the diving or for days out, day trips, what have you. So just really, we would sit and get to talk about how you wanted to do things, how you see things going, who you're taking. One thing to be aware of, even though they are US, they do drive on the left. So if you're kind of a nervous driver, you need to be aware that they do drive on the left there. But it's easy roads, it's easy to get around. So I mean, I'm someone that's happy to drive that island myself.